Well, here's Mr. Phone, new phone. I've got the f100 here. Got a little rain marks on it. So I took some linseed oil and wiped this door down. I kind of made it glossy. Basically, I'm just trying to see what kind of video this new phone gives. It looks like it's really giving a big picture. I'm back about 15-20 feet, but should be enough to give some idea of the quality of the video. Well, here's the motor. I cleaned it up. I just use air compressor and some degreaser and air. Blew it all off good. Some paint thinner, blew that all down, and just squirted some Ford dark blue on it. Looks better. But when I put the air cleaner on it, you can obviously tell it's off. You know, it's low on that left side, about, I don't know, 10 degrees or something. And so I'm going to go down in there to that motor mount. I don't know whether I can lift this thing up or not, but I'm going to try to get it straight. This one here, I don't think I can do anything to it, and it looks like it might be the exhaust manifold might hit that mount. That might be why that it's crooked to start with. I didn't really pay much attention when I had that exhaust manifold off there, or I didn't take that manifold off. I just was able to pull the donut out of it. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can do something over here to this. And I sprayed some rust converter on this hood. Yeah, still looks terrible, but it did help it a little. At least maybe it'll seal it some. But I need to put that air cleaner on there and have this thing set kind of straight. So that's my next deal. Try to get it flat. Well, I worked on this a couple hours. I tried to put some spacers in it. No luck. I couldn't get the bolts to go straight. I tried using lug nuts. You can see it's still off about 10-15 degrees. The air cleaners actually looks worse than the motor. Anyway, it's kind of cleaned up and painted. Looks a lot better than it did. It's a long ways away from beauty, but at least I got all the stuff on it. That motor mount down there was actually broke, so I just kind of gave up on it. If it was a new motor mount, I'd work on it some more. But I think even after I get it all jacked up to where it's supposed to go, that it's not going to work too good. Anyway, this new phone seems to work real good as a camera. It's dark in there, but this makes it look really good. Don't know if I got any zoom. Here's lovely me. The MX behind me, and nasty Ford there. So anyway, like and subscribe. Anyway, here's a payment for my welding the tow truck. It's a 220 welder, and I got about 15-20 feet of 220 extension cord there with it. That's worth quite a bit. But it's a Sears colormatic. Never heard of it. Let me get this cleaned up a little. Well, it's 230 amps. And this looks like it's giving you the percentage of duty cycle. Pull this lever up here. That unlocks it, and then you can turn it to where you want and lock it down. Looks like it's given kinds of rod here. And it looks like there's 105 amps, 40, 45, 50. Given the size of rod, 3/32, 7/32, 1/8, 1/8, 3/16. Now this is burned some pretty heavy rod, and here's where you plug the. It's got two power settings here, apparently, A and B, made by Sears and Roebuck. It looks like let's try A and B here. 7/32 to 1/8. 7/30, would be 8. 30 seconds would be 4. 17, it's about an eighth. It's a smaller rod. So anyway, looks like the B side is more powerful. So you got two locations, A and B, for the electrode holder. Just got a single ground clamp. Well, let's see if I can get it plugged in and see if it works. I got it set up with 3/32 rod, and I got it plugged into the B section there. Working. Get my helmet to see if I can break an arc. Well, here's the A side. It was a little hard to get a bead started, and then I put it on the, or sorry, this was the B side. Then I put it on the A side, and boy, it's burning really good into that metal. You can see the second one there almost penetrated all the way through. And I've got it set here. This is around half power for mild steel. I don't know what I got, 6013 probably. But I just set it about the middle here. And it looks like I could use a little more power with the A and a little less with the B. I'm going to turn this thing down about a third of the way and try it again with the B setting. Well, these last two were here where this was the B setting, and I was moving pretty fast, and you can see as I got near the edge of the metal, it was burning halfway through it. I moved it back to the B setting, which is a little lower, and that laid a really nice bead down there. So this was looks to me like this has got more power to it than these two. I thought I was turning it down. Oh no, I was turning it up, because this is 100% duty cycle up here, and over here it's 20%. So I moved it from probably in here somewhere to down into this range. I'm going to try this here once more with another rod on the low settings. I guess this is amps, so this should be about 100 amps. So I'll try it at 100 amps. That's as small as this is going to go, and I've got a fairly small rod, so we'll see what happens with 100 amps. Well, there's a B&A again. This one was the B setting here, and that's about a 50% overlap. It was hard to break an arc, and I went to the A setting, which is the more power, and it just laid in there. This is a straight pass, and it just laid in there really nice. You can see where I lost my arc here, another, but it's penetrating all the way through, and pull it out the edge. You see it burned all the way through that metal. So I should be able to lay down some pretty good stuff. I'm kind of surprised that I had such a good bead there. It's got to be 20 years at least since I've had a big welder. I'll see if I can get another piece of iron and weld this to it, make a butt weld, and then see if we can break it, see what it looks like. The A side, it is burned right through it, just blew through that. I could see it, and when I turned it over, it had melted all the way through, but you can see how much it's and I had a pretty fast wire speed here, or not wire, but feed. You can see how it was kind of running. Then on the low side, I went back here and laid another bead in. That looks pretty good. Let's see if I can get a little better bead right there in that part. I'll wire brush it, because that's just straight rust to rust there. Well, it did a little better. You see right here. That's probably a little low for this thickness of metal. And I kind of built it up in the middle there, and I needed to take it further. It's been a long time since I've done that, so I was looking at the slag and thinking it was part of the weld. I forgot to look through it at the molten metal. But anyway, you can see the half power settings. And this is 1/4" steel. You know, it's laying really nice beads. Penetrating well, burning into the metal good. You see here on the edges, it's penetrating all the way through. In fact, burning it out at higher speeds. So turned out pretty good. It went a little slower on it. Went side to side, and lost my bead a little there on the end. But we definitely melted it into both sides, and that's pretty good weld. I was going to try to break it loose, but there's no way to break that loose. That's one piece of metal now. Anyway, that's got myself a 230 amp arc welder here. That right there is welded on the lowest setting, around 100 amps. So with the size rod I got, it's a 7/32. It's not a real big rod. I'm able to weld 1/4 inch steel with this Mr. Sears Colormatic. So got myself a good welder. Cost me like an hour of welding with my little welder there, and probably a couple dollars worth of gas. Now I got something I can build frames with, and get the right rod. I could probably weld into up to about 1/2 inch steel plate. So I'm real pleased about that.